One of the things that strikes me about you in kind of the present day is when I read about your rage as a kid and I see you this way talking about your mom, or even after a killing of a black man or a protest or something where I know somebody is news accounts and reporters that come to you and they want to comment. I've watched so many of your responses to just outrageous things, but you are so rooted in love in those responses. I just find that remarkable, especially given how you describe your childhood. You're a different person.
Well, that's more the public face of me.
Oh, all right.
I think you could ask.
I'm so glad to hear this.
My wife, she'll tell you about some of my challenges now. But that all of us, just use Tupac as an example,
Yeah.
All of us got this thuggish side. You know what I mean? Now, I know.
I don't.
No, that's what I'm saying. I didn't want to put that on you too much, my brother.
Yeah.
But
I don't have thug life anywhere on my.
I mean, Luther and Calvin, they're not fully right, but they leaning in the right direction. In terms, because most of the history of the species, the history of hatred and greed and contempt and hypocrisy and resentment and envy. And here, you see, the Christian gospel says, well, we have these kairos moments of interruption. That's what the cross is about. That cross interrupts that ugly history of crimes and greed and hatred. I mean, it's like what's going on right now in the Ukraine, right? And so the question becomes, then how do we create moments of interruption? So in the face of all the hatred, we got love. Now, I come from a black people who have been chronically hated for 400 years. Told we're less beautiful, less moral, less intelligent. Told we ought to, in order to be successful, you ought to laugh when it ain't funny and scratch when it don't itch and wear the mask in order to negotiate through a mainstream to get some kind of affirmation of a white establishment. That's black success. But greatness, I believe the biblical criteria, he or she is greatest among you will be your servant. You see, that's what greatness is. And so if you love, black love, in a white supremacist world is a crime. Anybody who falls in love with black people more than likely will be misunderstood, misconstrued, incarcerated, assassinated, murdered, or criminalized. Ask John Brown. Ask John Brown. John Brown's vanilla brother loved black people more than some black people loved themselves. You see what I mean? Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel. We got some folk. You see? But then we got a whole wave of black love warriors. And this is one of the great contributions of black people. How can you be hated so chronically for 400 years and yet teach the world so much about love? Think about that. See, John Coltrane's Love Supreme comes from somewhere. You see? Stevie Wonder's Love in the Need of Love comes from somewhere. Martin Luther King Jr.'s love ethic. Fannie Lou Hamer's love ethic. James Baldwin, what does James Baldwin say? Love forces us to take off the mask we know we cannot live within, but fear we cannot live without. That's love-soaked essays. That's James Baldwin. We ain't got the Toni Morrison's Beloved yet. You love a child so intensely that you'd rather kill that child than to have that child raped when she's 14 and violated when she's 16 and exploited. You'd rather, because you've been through the same thing. You all know the story of Beloved by Toni Morrison. Thick love, she called it, you see. And we ain't got to Aretha yet. We haven't got to Luther. We haven't got to Ella Fitzgerald. We ain't got to Billie Holiday. We ain't got to the Queen of them all, Sarah Vaughan. What is it about these people? It's not a function of their skin pigmentation, because they got a lot of black thugs and gangsters in their community. It's about spiritual formation. It's about ethical cultivation. It's about the willingness to exercise a moral action that can get you in deep trouble to take a risk. And here comes Marcus Garvey and A. Philip Randolph and Ida B. Wells Barnett and Sojourner Truth and Harriet Tubman saying what? I'm going to love these people to such a degree that I'm willing to pay it all. That's kenosis. Christians, kenosis. Empty yourself, give yourself, allow every fiber of your being to be something that can empower other folks. It's like the end of a James Brown concert where he'll go 3 hours in a row, non-stop, and always in. I'm an extension of you, you're an extension of me. Did anybody come to hear a song we didn't play? You didn't play Soul Power. Hit it, Bootsy. We're going to play the song for this one sister. She came all the way, paid her ticket, coming out of the working class. We gonna play Soul Power like she ain't never heard it before, because we come here to serve. That's kenosis. After the concert, you could hardly walk, because you know I wrote songs with Bootsy, right? Bootsy and I, we traveled the country. And we'd always say a prayer, just like you and I prayed before we got out here, right?
We did.
We pray with Bootsy and Bernard and all the other towering figures of funkadelics in Parliament and things. And I know they come out, don't look like they just prayed, but no, those black brothers prayed at least as long as I was there. But no, Bootsy said they do it all the time, because Bootsy played with James Brown and he got it from James. And James is a strong Christian in his own way. But that's true for all of us. That's true for all of us. But I mean, I'm just going on to say that it's that sense of service. And what do you say? We're going to rock this stage in such a way that when these people leave, they're going to feel so empowered that they can take on the world. Isn't that a beautiful way to proceed? You see the shift these days of when they entertainers, these entertainers, too many of them these days act as if just by showing up, that's the event, just spectacle. You see me? No, sing a song, man. Sing in tune, too. You know what I mean? Hey, this ain't about just everybody come to see you. We want to know what you're going to do. We saw it in the Super Bowl in the halftime. Oh, you had a moment of Tommy Smith, John Carlos, Muhammad Ali, Althea Gibson, using your tremendous quest for excellence to bear witness on something bigger than just your gifts. But what you got was just spectacle. Look at us. Hip-hop has arrived. Hip-hop is now being affirmed by the mainstream. Hip-hop is now, hey, wait. This ain't just about success. Black success ain't new. Black success is not success just because the white mainstream say it is. Hey! Sam Cooke, Curtis Mayfield, Sly Stone, never won a Grammy. Milli Vanilli won 2. So what about the mainstream? Take your gifts, take your titles, take your staffs. We here to serve the people. We here to empower the people. This ain't about some success. No.
Do you want to keep doing this?
I'm loving it, brother. I'm loving it.
Me too.
It absolutely.
Me too.
But I tend to go on sometimes, but you.
Really?
You funny, man. You really funny. In a genuine sense, you know what I mean? You got a little George Carlin, I got a little Richard Pryor. We work it out. We work it out.